right, guys, we are in part 2 of this. Today we are going to get that concrete leveled out. We've got the adhesive down, the bonding agent that we put down on the previous video. I'll put a link to that right here. Go check that out before you watch this one. So anyhow, I've got my drill, I've got my mixer, we've got ourselves 4 quarts of water, 2 empty buckets. I've got a spiky roller. This helps get the bubbles and helps reduce the cracks in the finished product. We've got our powder, which we're gonna mix. We're gonna dry mix first. I read in some comments on some other videos that this can settle during shipping, and so your rock and your powders and stuff your ingredients can kind of separate, and so they recommend mixing that first before you add your water. I've got a little bit of pea gravel because in the one corner it's a little bit deeper than 1 inch, so I want to make sure that there's a little, maybe a handful of gravel in there just to help with the binding of that. And then our second pour that we have that we get away from that corner will be just the self-leveling floor without aggregate. That way it'll just smooth out, hopefully to a nice semi-smooth finish. So we're gonna mix this up. We're gonna get going on this pour. So let's get our products mixed up and we'll get it down on the floor. So what we're doing here is we're just mixing the dry. We're just getting all the ingredients in there mixed up from the settling when it was on the truck. So he's gonna slowly move that around and try to get everything mixed up. All right, just adding water to the pea gravel, just letting it rinse out. I stabbed some holes in the bottom of the bag. I've seen in other videos where they rinse their pea gravel out because it's dry, and if you add it to your mixture dry, it can take a lot of that water out of your mixture, and we don't want that. All right, so only about 1/3 of my mixture am I going to only about 1/3 of the mixture I'm going to add the aggregate to. It wants you to add the powder to the water. So this bucket here, I'm gonna have my aggregate in. So we're gonna put the water in here first. We're gonna use about 1/3 of this. All right. Now we'll start adding our powder to it. All right, I'm going to start adding this into the mixture. Now it doesn't want you to mix it at a super high speed. It's only about 400 RPMs per minute. I can't count that fast, but I'm just trying to keep the speed low. Mr. Dude with the face is just adding a couple scoops of the gravel in there. That'll help with this being in the deep parts. Do you remember what this said, like what the consistency should be?
Desired consistency, so as long as it's not clumpy, whatever consistent you want, it's
I don't know what kind of consistency you'd call that, but Just keep adding scoops of that to this.
Okay.
Yeah. Just trying to feather that out.
Yeah. No warranties implied or given. But then again, it is where my toolbox is going, so.
You'll be the only one to complain. Pretty cool. We've got the leveling compound down. Now we're just gonna let it sit and do its thing. It's cold out. It may not settle well, but it's the best attempt I can get it to try to get this floor semi-level to get that toolbox on there. I do have an edge all the way around, but that's fine. That just means more leveling compound. More leveling compound in the future. So you're probably wondering what the results are. Put the level down here on the ground, and as you can see from the door towards the wall, it was sloping off into the wall. It didn't quite level up flat. From the door to the back of the shop, it leveled up very well. A little less reveal there, but from the door to the wall, there is still quite a gap, as you can see underneath the level there with the flashlight shining through. I don't know if it was because I overworked it, if my material was a little thicker than it should be. I was pouring at 37, 38 degrees when I did the pour. So am I upset with the product? Absolutely not. This product has done me it's done me a lot of good. This isn't a sponsored video by any means. I'm just giving you my results of around the homestead trying to save a buck or two. The concrete bonding adhesive was really easy to put down. The leveling resurfacer by Quikrete was easy to work with. I do suggest getting yourself a spiked roller. It really helped with that finish, making sure that we didn't have any bubbles or surface cracks. I really like the finish, and for what I'm doing, I'm going to roll a toolbox on it, and the toolbox will stay there. It's a lot better than what it was before because it was really diving off into that corner. We had a ½ inch drop easily. I had to add some pea gravel. One of my subscribers suggested maybe using some concrete fibers. I didn't have any at the time, so we ended up using the pea gravel. In the future, though, I probably will look into that concrete fiber. I'll put a link down below. It's not currently an affiliate link. It may be in the future. And if you click on those links and use those links, they're great ways to support our channel, and I appreciate that. But yeah, again, this is not a sponsored video by Quikrete. It's just something I was using around the homestead to try to level up a corner of the shop so we could get my son's toolbox in there. If you're into this kind of stuff around the homestead and want to save a buck or two, consider subscribing. You can go ahead and click on the link right here to subscribe, or you can click on the link right here to one of our other videos. I appreciate this so much today, hanging out with us, and we'll see you on the next one.